everyone. Welcome to another Tier League cast. It's a Division 1 cast tonight, and we have teams 5-star and Balloon grant us strength. And these are two Division 1 teams who are looking for their first win. They're both 0-1 so far. And we are playing on Tomb of the Spider Queen tonight. This is the map choice of Balloon Grant Us Strength. I've never casted Balloon Grant Us Strength, but I like their name, so I'm glad I got to cast them this week. 5-star is a team I casted before. I casted one of their placements, and I believe they won. So looking forward to more good stuff from them. The first ban here is Chen. Of course, Chen is one of the premier solo laners right now. I mean, he always was, but now he's even more dominant, and in team fights he's just a complete pain to deal with his recent buffs. So they ban out Chen. In response, Balloon banned Zul. Now, of course, Zul we've talked about at length in different casts. He will rotate between two lanes and clear them up by himself. He will just provide all kinds of utility to your team, and he's good in the rotation. He's better in the rotation, I would say. So Balloon just didn't want to deal with that, and it also leaves open a Sylvanas pick for themselves, who is still one of the strongest picks on this map. 5-star, unsurprisingly, takes Malfurion. One of probably the power pick right now as a first pick. He has taken in kind of the slot of the Sylvanas role pre-patch. Okay, so that Murky pick is Zarya, just so you guys know. On stream, once again, Top Drafter still does not have Zarya in their drafting tool, so that Murky is actually a Zarya. Don't freak out, nobody panic. And then we have Zagara, who is still a very good laner, but I feel like she's one of the strongest pushers, but not as strong a solo laner as someone like Thrall now. So we'll see if 5-star picks up a Thrall to counter the Zagara. I would highly recommend it. Having a solo laner on the bot lane is very good. Of course, I guess Zagara for this map is still really good as a solo laner because all that vision she provides, she can stay super safe. She can stay safer than Thrall. And she provides all that vision on the turn-in points, so it helps with the goaltending. Of course, she is an insane goaltender with those roaches and the various banelings she can throw. So. And then, but we see the Sylvanas pick comes out from 5-star to push with those web weavers, turn your one turn-in into basically 2 turn-ins worth of stuff. Hopefully, as long as they don't lose people right as they turn in or right before they turn in, they should be getting some Sylvanas value. And then Vala we see is one of the most stable picks. With multi-shot she has some wave clear, but she's got to watch her mana usage. She's not very good at sustaining lanes, and this map is very important about sustaining. But, you know, she's got a Malfurion on her team, so maybe she's just not worried. If she needs mana, if she's bad, screws up her mana management for some reason, Malfurion will just come and give her some. No problem. Okay, heading into our second round of fans. Just a reminder, that Murky is Zarya. No one be alarmed in case any viewers just joined us. That Murky is Zarya. So heading in the second round of fans, there are still some power picks like ETC. Johanna is very favored on this map. Muradin, well, there's the ETC. But kind of ETC and Muradin are kind of the top tanks right now, along with Chen. But Johanna is still very powerful. And Balloon having the first pick out of this phase means 5-star will have to ban it now. They can't hope to get Johanna back. I don't think that's going to happen. But maybe they don't care. They'll just pick Muradin instead if Balloon gets Johanna. So we'll see what they want to do. There's still some top picks here that haven't been picked yet. Like I said, Thrall is a good solo laner, as well as Li Ming. Li Ming is very good for this map because of the goaltending. She excels at the poke, so, and she has very short cooldowns to interrupt the turn-ins. And here we see Murden, balloon one for the Murden. So Johanna, maybe they'll go double warrior still. Oh no, wait, they already have double warrior. Sorry, I forgot that was a Zarya. So they're going with double warrior. Tychus is still open for 5-star. I don't know if he's that good against Zarya though. And then Kael'thas for more wave clear. So I did forget to change screen. I am so sorry, guys. I've been doing that a lot lately. I gotta get my head into the game. Okay, so here we go. Here is the draft for you guys to see. And so we see that so yeah, Kael'thas provides you with a lot of lane clear, and this map is, as I always say, is about only two things: lane clear and goaltending. So once you can goaltend, you can control, and you can push faster, you can control the lanes better, then you get to turn in, and then you can snowball an advantage from there. Of course, this is known as one of the most snowbally maps, so it's very important to get that first turn in, especially if you're the Sylvanas team. If you're the Sylvanas team or you're against the Sylvanas team, you just don't want to let the Sylvanas team turn in first, no matter what. So we do see the Johanna come out here, as expected, and Tychus. So again, against the double warrior comp, they just feel like Tychus will be good, and you know, he's not that bad at the wave clear with overkill either, so not too bad. The problem is he can't turn off his overkill really against Zarya, so Zarya can just kind of stand in the overkill and get all the charges she wants. Now they pick a Lily last pick. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I guess they do have 3 kind of auto attackers on the side of 5-star, so it's not bad in that sense, but they're all ranged, so to even get in position to blind them, Lily will have to go very far into the fight and might get exploded. She can get silenced by Sylvanas before she can do anything. That would be really bad. So not sure how I feel about the Lily pick here, honestly. I think before the Lily pick, their draft looked pretty great. I mean, Zarya is not quite Malfurion level, I think, right now, but still one of the strongest picks. So look at these lineups, though. I think I have to favor Team 5-star to me. They've got reasonable clear, they've got Sylvanas, they've got Malfurion, who is the ultimate lane sustainer. And yeah, I think they just have the better comp, so especially for this map. So here we go, we're gonna start the game. And now remember to switch to the in-game screen. Oh, what is that? Just the diamond portrait there? So no portrait synergy from either team. I guess you got 2 pair here on 5-star, but no real portrait synergies anywhere else. Can't determine anything about the teamwork of the teams from this screen. So yeah, I think with Johanna can peel enough that the double warrior shouldn't matter too much. Of course, you can't really peel off Zarya because she's ranged. And her auto attack is AoE, so that will help with the wave clear. Thinking while to load. There we go. Alright, here we go. Again, once again, this is a Division 1 match between 2 0-1 teams. So we have Zhij on Sylvanas, Tasaku on Malfurion, Juge on Tychus, Kifty on Vala, and Razio on Johanna. On Balloon, we have Junko on Sagara, Glix on Zarya, Mr. Arigato on Muradin, Guga on Lily, and Burt Macklin on Kael'thas. So it looks like they're all going mid here to try and get some damage done. Some Sylvanas cheese, maybe. Alright. So it looks like they didn't get any damage onto the wall, so I didn't rush that. They didn't know where the enemy was, and they didn't want to risk early first kill, so first blood, so... Now, it looks like they're doing the 4-man rotation still. They've lost a whole wave up there, though, by not sending anyone up there. Wow. So they're already one wave behind. They need to pick up their rotations, or at least send someone just solo up there to soak. Looks like they're trying to get an advantage from like a hit point and health and mana advantage, though, by just trading better. But once again, like, Kael'thas is here clearing up the lane, and they're already almost half a level ahead from this phase, and they just haven't moved from this mid lane. I'm so surprised. This is really poor resource distribution, I feel. They're just not clearing up the lane as fast, or they're just staying to get a pick that they think they could have, but killing people isn't worth that much this early in the game. They're barely worth any XP at all, so it's all that top soak they missed has put them behind. And we see maximum charge come out for Zarya. I think that's the pretty standard Zarya talent at level 1. And there you see, with the overkill kind of activated, you can't stop giving Zarya energy. Look at how much energy she has, and she's doing a ton of damage to Johanna here. Wow, okay. They really need to pay attention to that. I don't know how much experience they have against Zarya. She is still a relatively new hero, so... But they need to figure this out fast, and we see Convection for Kael'thas. Riskier talent choice, but should be okay. Okay, here's another big skirmish, and Zarya just keeps running around with 50 or more energy. So she's living the life. Look at that, 100 energy now. She's going to be dishing out so much damage, and Johanna goes down, not expecting that to come out. Vala, uh-oh, she got greedy first to pick up a couple of gems there, and she'll be fine. So she did make a great escape with gems, and now they're turning in while they can, which is very smart. You want to do it while your opponent can't contest you. It's not the most time efficient, but it's safe. And you can see that Sagara is actually being bullied out of the lane here, one-on-one. No one had helped either of these lanes, and this is kind of post-patch Sagara for you. She just can't handle one-on-one matchups like she used to anymore, since she has no self-sustain. Of course, Sylvanas doesn't really either, but she can do very long-range pokes with her Black Dagger, essentially. And here we go again, back to the rotation game. You see that both teams almost have enough to turn in, but only one of the teams have turned in any, so that they're closer to that goal. And that team should have the advantage if it comes to a war. And of course, they also have an XP advantage. So Zarya's turning in 3. Okay, so you see Sagara, now having gotten a bit of help, is playing a bit brave, but look at how low her mana is now, once again. And Malfurion's just going around keeping everyone alive, so... However, they are sneaking some turn-ins. Nobody's checking these, nobody's doing the goaltending, so... The red team actually gets the first Webweaver wave, and that is... really good for them. Like I said, giving the Sylvanas team a turn in would be a disaster. The first turn in, they will snowball that to victory. And we see level 7 talents come out. Hit me, I'm the strongest for Zarya. Sorry, I'm looking at the Zarya ones first because she's still a new hero to me. And Cleanse coming out from Lily, which is very good. There's a lot of control out from Johanna. There's the root from Malfurion. See, he just got 3 people in that root. It's so easy to hit now after the buff. Zagara got Baneling Massacre, which gives her 2 more Banelings. Help her out against Sylvanas down there. And then we see Burn Flush. So, oh, look at that huge root from Malfurion, but they end up paying the price. Wow! With all that energy on Zarya, you just can't mess with that. Okay, so Barb Shot for Sylvanas, which I think is good for this level. You also see unstable poison as well, which is also good on this map. Of course, all the fights kind of take place in lane except for the goaltending, so either one is good in my opinion. You do more damage kind of to structures or it's easier to do damage to more structures with barb shot, sorry, and so it seems like they're not that... Oh, they're 2 levels behind and they're trying to force a fight. Wow. I'm not sure this is the wise move here. And you see, they're just going to use their ult advantage to try and get a win here. If 5-star can disengage here, they're going to be... This is going to be a huge win for them. Having wasted 2 ults for nothing. And it just gives them a little bit space to... Gives them more space to get level 10 themselves. Of course, they are pushed up on these 2 lanes, top and bottom lanes, without the benefit of forts to save them, so they do have to be a little bit careful if they choose to split up. Now, Zagara went Nidus, which is very strange. That's the only non-standard ult we see so far. Nidus, wow. It's such a small map for Nidus. I'm not sure I like that. Of course, it does provide you the healing fountain effect. When you're in there, it heals you up and gives you mana. A lot of it really quickly, so you can kind of dip in to heal yourself and sustain. Look at Zarya, it's just always walking around with so much energy. Maybe she's due for another nerf, I don't know. She's usually banned, so I can't even judge how good she is, really. Alright. So, Johanna is very deep here. Her Unstoppable is about to wind down, so she needs to be careful. Malfurion can't seem to keep her up. Oh no, and she goes down. The one weakness of Malfurion... Oh, the nice double stun there from Malfurion. The Jugs is keeping everyone up. A bit unnecessary, but, you know... they might not need that ult before the next fight. They're kind of controlling the game right now in the fights, so if they don't want to fight before Jug is up, they probably don't have to. They also spent Avatar in that engagement, so not the best use of ultimates here, but they're 2 levels ahead. Their opponents are going to reach level 10 now, so they really desperately need a turn in though. You see they're holding 88 gems right now. Well, I mean, they're only holding 58, but in total they're going to have 88. So they really need to turn in, but it looks like it is Team Balloon, grant us strength, that is going to get a second turn in. And that's how this map goes, usually. Once you have control of the map, you have control of the game, you can actually just force the other team to never turn in. Or that they're so hopelessly behind when they do turn in that all their lanes are pushed out to their side of the map and they can't get good value off their spiders. Oh my god, oh, this Johanna keeps getting caught out. I feel like she's not respecting the damage of Balloon's team. She just keeps going in and, you know, she doesn't have a burst heal. She doesn't have an invulnerability to help her, so the Jugs is just keeping everyone alive with no Rain of Vengeance, or I guess Busted Shield would have worked, but she died. No other stuns to come out. They just couldn't interrupt that Jugs at all, and it just got full value. Now Tranquility is going to do the same thing, and they're going to try and force an engagement. And see, Johanna is now she's playing it right. You need to run back before your unstoppable wears off, or else you are very dead, usually. If the other team has any coordination, you know, to focus you right after. So I hope they make some adjustments. Malfurion's one weakness is that he has no burst heal, so you gotta avoid taking as much damage in a short time as you can. You gotta weave in and out of fights. You gotta dodge as much damage as you can and just let his heal over time go to work. So we see fairly standard ultimates here on the side of 5-star. No problems there. And it looks like they're getting a Mercamp bottom. They were turning in... Oh, I thought they were going to turn in. Oh, they actually let them turn in bottom. Okay, well, if there is going to be a comeback, here's where it starts. Let's see what they can get done. 5-star. Let's see what we can get done with this first Web Weaver. Now, they do have Sylvanas, so if they can reach towers, it'll be great. But it doesn't look like any of their waves is that close to a tower or fort at all, unfortunately. Okay, so that was a nice unstoppable to get out of Zarya's ult, but now he doesn't have it, so needs to be more careful. Vala almost gets chunked down by the bombs from Zarya. And it looks like they don't really get that much value out of this Web Weaver wave. They got a wall? I think the bottom wall might have even been down. The top wall should, well, takes some damage anyway. If they all rotate, actually they gotta get out. Balloon Granite Strength is actually coming up. And you can see, like, they can just bully 5-star off the map right now. They're 3 levels ahead, 1 talent tier ahead. They can just soak until level 16 and then take a fight then. They don't really need to fight now at all. They can control all the merc camps if they wanted. They could even threaten to do the boss, but better to wait for 16 to do that and then just force them to fight you at a disadvantage. Of course, that is a throw pit, so it is still a bit risky. They don't have to do that. They can just control the game. This is one of the maps where it is very easy to read the game. There aren't a lot of places for the enemy to hide, so... Oh my goodness, look at all that damage Johanna just took. But it was a nice root from Malfurion. I gotta say, this Malfurion is playing on point right now. He has kind of been the one shining hope on their team. Just landing all these multiple man roots, you know, having great value tranquilities, staying safe in the backline. And here's we see it, the Odin from Tychus doing some work. The fight is very split though, and I think this favors Balloon right now because they're the team that's ahead, so getting split off engagements is better for them. Like Muradin can solo 1 or 2 people by himself. Oh, they actually get a second turn in. How did they manage to sneak that? Wow! During all that chaos, Johanna just turned in all her gems. Crazy. And they actually get a second Web Weaver turn in. Now, are they going to get more done with this than they did last time? This is the question. I hope they do. They need to... They're down a talent tier still, and 3 levels, so... there's a whiffed Graviton Surge by Zarya. So it looks like they're just going for... These 3 people are going to... Oh no, they're actually choosing the fight. I felt like they were doing fine if they just kept kiting back, trade ultimates while Tychus does damage bottom, and Sylvanas could have kept doing damage mid. Sylvanas actually didn't have to join that fight and just tried to push, or at least push with Tychus, and tried to get some damage done. Now Tychus is very dead. He's trapped between a rock and a hard place. He should not be wasting this Odin, in fact, and... He's hoping the 25% resistance is going to help him, but I don't think it's going to save him. Yeah, it won't. And, oh, will they get Sylvanas out of... I mean, Zagara out of this, though? It looks like they will. Yeah, that's a good trade. My mistake. That was great bait by Tychus, apparently. They might be over chasing now, though. But Jugs is not up, so they can actually take this fight. They have the ult advantage. They still have Wailing Arrow, which hasn't been used, but... Oh, no, Vala. They needed that Vala damage. They needed her not to die for sure, and she just gets blown up. Oh no, look at all these gems being dropped too. They just got too big for their britches. They weren't satisfied with just the Zagara kill. They wanted more. And of course they were very far behind, so it's reasonable, but now they've just kind of given up some of the advantage they worked so hard to get. They finally got a fort, so they're only 2 forts down now, and they're still the Sylvanas team. If they get another turn in, they could have evened up this game quite easily. But now they've lost a bunch of gems. That's going to be much harder to do. Of course, you see they're missing 38 gems now, and it looks like red team's going to get a turn in. Alright, I don't think they can quite finish this game unless they get a few kills. If they get like 2 or 3 kills, they might be able to finish the game here, so 5-star needs to be super careful. Alright. So, Web Weavers. Level 18 versus 16. Oh, they're fighting on even talent tiers though, at least. That's good. There's a great Phoenix, but it looks like Johanna's in a lot of trouble, and she goes down first once again. Just being outside that wall, you gotta wonder if she needed to be out there. Wow, look at this Odin doing so much work though, and the strafe from Vala. And that's a lot of split damage, and the Jugs have already been used. In fact, all their ultimates have been used. So it looks like they can't even get a keep off this? Wow. That is unexpected. That is a great defense by 5-star despite losing 2 heroes. If they lose another one though, they're in a lot of danger. And it looks like they do manage to escape. Great play by Vala and Sylvanas there to not die, despite being in a 3-on-5. Actually 2-on-5 at that point, because Tychus was back healing. Looks like Vala has to Hearth, and it looks like they are going to get this keep. And Tychus ends up going down. Of course, he does not have that good an escape. He has his E, and that's it. So it looks like Lily with the full dragon build and shrink. And then an energy build for Zarya, imposing presence for Muradin. That is surprising. That's not one you see very often. And Thunderstrike for Muradin. This is kind of the old school build. Piercing Bolt and Thunderstrike. This is a pre-patch build for Muradin. This was once very popular, but imposing presence was never popular for Muradin. Maybe they just wanted an extra slow. They don't have an executioner on their team though, so not really a combo for them. They just wanted more slows. I mean, more CC is always good, right? So, and it looks like a full auto attack build for Vala. That is a very interesting way to go when you're playing from behind. I really don't like it from behind because you're not going to be afforded the space or the time to sit there and just auto attack away. And on this map where wave clear is so important, multi-shot is really good. You can just help clear so fast. And the frost shot would help people stay engaged with Tychus, because that's of course one of Tychus's weaknesses. He's not good at chasing, so. Alright, oh my god, 2 people got blown up at once. And Sylvanas is next, and this is the end of the game. They can just rush core. Odin was down here, bottom, trying to poke them from the side, but didn't end up doing anything. And I think the story of this game is just... The story of this game is just Johanna. I don't usually want to pin it on one player, but I feel like... I mean, okay, well, there's 2 stories. The first one is that right at the like right at the outside of the game. They just stood 4 people mid and did not move. They missed 2 waves of soak early on in the game, and that put them behind right away. And that puts a lot of pressure on their team to try to catch up already. So that was 5star's first mistake. And the second one was, I feel like the Johanna just really didn't have a good grasp of how much damage Zarya could do to her, and just how much the other team in general could do to her. Look at 6 deaths. Like, you know, Johanna is a tanky hero. You do need her to mix it up and get in there. But they had 3 range heroes. They didn't have to rush anything. It's not like Team Balloon had the poke advantage. It's not like they had Li Ming or they had Chromie or Hammer and you just had to get in there. She could have just played patient, waited for her range people to, you know, clear the waves, and then you know, Zarya and Muradin, well, Muradin at least was probably going to get impatient and engage himself, and then they could try to turn on it that way. Now, 4 people, there was only 1 kill this game from the blue team, so, and that was on poor Zagara, so everyone else gets a shout out for not dying. But I mean, that's how this map goes, right? Like, you get the first turn in, you snowball the advantage, and then it looks like it was such an easy game, but all those early game decisions definitely mattered. Some nice stuns coming out of Muradin, some double stuns coming out of Muradin a couple of times. You know, give props to him. And yeah, so, but we see, like, on the 5-star side, look at the Vala damage. Actually, only 1 death and all that hero damage. So great work for Vala. I mean, I said that she shouldn't be afforded the time to stand there and auto attack, but it looks like she did get a lot of work done. So good job on her, even though her team could not pull out the victory. So that's it. And then we see the huge siege damage on Sylvanas, of course. Sylvanas on this map is a monster, so. But despite that early disadvantage they put themselves in, and then the eventual 3-level lead they gave their opponent, just too hard to overcome. I'm just going to show the talents page for anyone interested, and once again we saw the Nidus network, which is very surprising on this map, I think. They could have won the team fights even harder with them all, even though they didn't need it, I guess, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so that was, once again, Chair League Season 3, Division 1. This match was between 5-star and Balloon Granta Strength. Congratulations to Balloon Granta Strength. They're going to move on to, their record's going to become 1-1, and 5-star will move to 0-2 in this division, and hopefully I'll get one of these teams to cast again next week. But and thank you to all the viewers. If you like my casting, please give me a follow. The VOD will be up on my YouTube channel. You can find the info below. And have a great night, everyone.